Hello everyone, welcome back. So the ending of DTF St. Louis doesn't give you the twist you expect. It gives you something much heavier. Going into episode 7, most of us thought we had figured it out. The show spent 6 episodes building suspicion. Every character felt a little bit off. Clark seemed strange. Carol felt unpredictable. Even small details started to feel like clues. It all pointed towards one thing, a hidden crime, but the finale flips that completely. Instead of revealing a killer, it forces us to confront something far more uncomfortable. Let's start with Floyd. For most of the season, his injury was treated like a mystery. It felt like it had to be connected to something bigger, something violent or intentional. But the truth is surprisingly simple. Floyd reveals that the injury was caused by Richard, Carroll's son, in a moment of confusion after misunderstanding a situation between Floyd and his mother. Richard lashes out and hits Floyd with a baseball bat. It's shocking, but here's the key detail. That's not what kills Floyd, and that distinction is important because the finale isn't about a murder. It's about emotional collapse. As the episode unfolds, we see Floyd's final day piece by piece. He spends time with Clark, talking, opening up, trying to process everything he's feeling. The relationship, which once seemed suspicious or uncomfortable, is reframed as something much more human. Two people struggling, trying to understand themselves. At the same time, Richard is watching from a distance, misinterpreting what he sees. That misunderstanding adds tension, but it also reinforces the show's central theme. People aren't seeing each other clearly, and that leads us to Floyd's final moments. He takes a drink containing a heavy dose of amphetamine, and it becomes clear that this isn't an accident, this is a decision. Floyd isn't killed, he reaches a point where he can't see a way forward. And that's what makes the ending so difficult because instead of dramatic reveal, we are left with something quite personal and deeply tragic. Of course, from the outside, it doesn't look that way. Clark becomes the prime suspect. His behavior, his presence, his connection to Freud, it all lines up in a way that feels convincing. The show even encourages us to believe it. But then the investigation shifts. As new questions are asked, the narrative begins to fall apart. The assumptions don't hold up, and slowly the truth comes into focus. Clark wasn't responsible. In fact, he was dangerously close to being wrongly blamed for something he didn't do. And that's the real twist of the finale. Not who did it, but how wrong we were about what actually happened. The ending strips away all the mystery and leaves us with something much more grounded, a story about misunderstanding, emotional struggle, and the consequences of assuming the worst. It asks a difficult question: how often do we misjudge people simply because we don't understand them? In the end, Floyd's story isn't about crime, it's about isolation, about reaching a point where communication breaks down and no one truly sees what you are going through. And instead of giving us closure, the show leaves us sitting with that discomfort. No big twist, no shocking reveal, just a quite devastating truth.